It is. Oh, I'm a day early. I can't do that yet. Y'all know what it is. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, everybody. Hey, to those on Facebook. Hey, E. Kush, I see you, man. Hello to everybody on Podbean. I just wanted to come very quickly to say hello to you guys and set up tomorrow's show that will happen at 7:30 on tomorrow evening. 7:30 on tomorrow evening, I will have another edition of the podcast show, the Big Time Show that is gone. I did not have that on Saturday. As most of you know, I kind of went in a different direction on Saturday, and rightfully so. I had to talk about the issue of the Capitol building and all that kind of stuff. But on tomorrow evening at 7:30, I will jump back on my cowboy gig, if you let me say that, and we'll talk about a few issues that are in cowboy land. A lot of you guys that are cowboy fans may have, you either have, number one, mixed emotions today, or you are happy today with the news that seems to be getting ready to happen. What up, Kev? I see you, man. What's going on? I see you, my brother. It's either you guys either have mixed emotions or you're extremely happy with the news that it looks like that Dan Quinn will probably be our defensive coordinator. That's what it's looking like. That's what all signs are pointing to. And you're either, not too many of you probably are just flat out mad. Most of you probably have somewhat mixed emotions, or you're extremely happy about it. It's one of the two. We'll be talking about that on tomorrow at 7:30 tomorrow, and we'll give our own little perspective of what we think, what I think at least. But I hope that you would join me. I will be here live on Facebook. I'll be live on Periscope. I'll be live on YouTube. And of course, I'll be live on Podbean. For those that do not want to hear me live, or may just have to check out something that we have to say, of course, it'll be on your pages where you can pull it down if you're on Facebook. But also, I am on not all, but on majority of your podcast platforms. I am on Google Podcast. I'm on Podbean, of course. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Pandora. I am on iHeartRadio. I am on Tumblr. Somewhere else. I'm on Twitter, of course, and I am on LinkedIn. So if you do not want to, if you just have to have it, it's there. It'll be uploaded after the original show. So please join me tomorrow at 7:30. Get excited. You know how I am, y'all. Y'all know I'm coming with my own perspective. As I've always said, my podcast, I will give a lot of facts that I've researched and all that, but a lot of times my podcast is coming from a fan perspective, not a per se an analyst perspective. I kind of say what fans usually say in my own way. If you've been following me, then you understand what I'm talking about. I'll come with the facts now. Ain't no question about that, but I don't want to eliminate the fan perspective. So tomorrow, come check me out on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and we will dig into this thing deeper. I guess since I got a couple people here, I might as well just ask, y'all happy about it? I mean, I got two of my brothers on here, I think. I see Kevin and E. Kush. Y'all happy? I haven't even checked the group, the chat group out. I mean, not enough to know exactly where a lot of my brothers stand on it. But I just want to keep it going for a minute. Are y'all happy about it, or were y'all ticked off, or are you sad, or let me know real quick and we can have a little slight conversation. I'm trying to see if I have anybody on Podbean, and I do not at the time. I usually kind of give a preview that I'm coming, but I just did this kind of spur of the moment, realizing that a lot of people are on lunch break. I didn't feel like doing this later afternoon. People can always pull the post down and see it for themselves. So I don't know. Are y'all guys kind of happy about it, or you ticked off? I'm just glad. This is what I'm happy about. I just started out. This is what I'm happy about. I'm just happy that they're doing something. I mean, that's just show some type of attempt to make things better. That's all I'm concerned about. We're worried about his statistics and everything else. At least, try to do something, and somebody to get somebody here that knows what they're doing, knows how to do it. And it seems that they have found their guy. And they found him rather quickly, too, I may add. So we just have to see exactly what's going on. Hello. I thought I saw who that was, but I didn't see you. But let's check it out on, hey, whoever you are. I thought I saw who you were. I'm not doing this by Restream on my Restream app now. I'm doing this strictly off Facebook, off the on my laptop here. So I can't really see who's joining in or who's saying anything, but whoever you are, I appreciate you coming in and briefly staying with me for a second or so. But tune in tomorrow, guys. Tune in tomorrow. 7:30 on tomorrow evening for the Big Time Show podcast. You already know how I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be entertaining. I will be funny at times, but I will, no question, be passionate about the Cowboys and what they're doing as we already are getting ready for the 2021 season. Moves are being made. Things are happening. It's worth talking about. The Dallas Cowboys have something to talk about every single day. So there's no such thing as running out of material. There's no such thing. And then when you start getting into the what if and fantasy land and all that, you can almost make up your own narrative on what perspective you're going to come from. So the Cowboys it's kind of like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, you got guys who are professional who can talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars all day long. And I understand that because they're thinking about getting Urban Meyer, but I'm talking about before Urban. It's just something to talk about. So you can find something. So we're going to do what we can do. We're going to say the things that need to be said. Hopefully everybody will join in with me. I need some of you guys to do me a favor. A lot of you that that are on Facebook, you have helped me tremendously. However, I'm going to ask that some of you help me again. A lot of you have joined my Facebook page, the Big Time Show Facebook page, and you have liked that page, and you think that that's all you need to do to really help me out in my podcast. A lot of you have asked me that. However, I need your additional help. I need some of you to go to Podbean. I'm going to type that in because maybe I'm not speaking clearly enough. And some people think, hey, I'm missing all y'all. Hey, I see my sister. What's up, Apostle Anderson? I don't know if you still here. Kevin Phipps say, who would Deshaun Watson be trading to? I don't know, Phipps. I don't think Deshaun really gonna go nowhere. They have to try to keep people coming to the stadium. They're not gonna trade away their franchise player. That's just my opinion, but who knows? I need a lot of you to go to this right here. Hey, Apostle, I see you, man. I need you to go to that Podbean, Podbean. I need some of you to go there to help me the way that I really looking for it, where you become a follower. It's a free download on your phone. Apostle, you really going to fantasy land now. Apostle Anderson said that Derrick Henry need to come to Dallas. We would take him, but you know that ain't gonna happen. Tennessee would give Derrick Henry the whole state of Tennessee before they let that happen. Eric Kush said, I don't think they would ditch D Hop either, but they did. You make a good point, E Kush. I wouldn't think so too. And be honest with you, you know, if Deshaun started acting funny, when I say acting funny, started really acting real crazy, they may do it for him because they're gonna get a lot for him in a trade. Now, there's no question about that. And the report is that Miami is the place where he want to go. So obviously that would require that Houston would probably get Tua and a whole lot of draft picks too. So, you know, it just all depends on, do you want to, I mean, they're already in rebuilding stage, if you ask me. So rebuild with Tua and he's a hurt, you know, you don't want to do that to Tua without offensive line because, you know, we know Tua is all right. You know, I just don't know how with a bad offensive line would they really want to put Tua in that type of predicament. But you know, it's a business. If Tua was on for the part of that trade and a whole bunch of draft picks to get Deshaun Watson, it's going to take a whole bunch of draft picks. So if they're willing to give it up, and Miami has them actually. Once you start thinking about it, Miami has I believe the third pick in the draft because they got oh my goodness, they got somebody. You have to look at the draft board. I don't want to call the wrong team name out, but they're in the top 5 in the draft. I believe the third straight up in the draft. So there's another quarterback right there, and it's probably going to be Justin Fields if he's there. He should be there because the Jets are going to pick Sewell from Oregon. And you had a third pick there. You could draft Fields from Ohio State and pretty much rebuild with a whole bunch of draft picks. So, I mean, it makes sense to go back to you, Phipps. It makes sense. And I know you're a Dolphin fan, so you want to talk about the Dolphins, but this is the Cowboy Report. I don't care nothing about the Dolphins, man. Why you even asking me about this? Apostle Anderson says, I forget. I don't know. That was early. Okay. You're right, E. Kush. I believe that a whole bunch of picks would make the deal incredibly attractive. A quarterback would be there at number 3. And who knows, when you acquire a bunch of picks, you know, I know if Urban Myers is there, you might make it even more attractive to maybe to jump to number 1. If you just think about that. I mean, would Jacksonville turn down a whole bunch of picks? I mean, a whole bunch of picks for my whoever that is, Houston probably to move up to number 1. And Houston draft Lawrence. Hey, do they still have picks left over from the Josh Rosen trade? I believe they do. I don't want to I don't want to commit to that Kush because I just don't know. Right off the top of my head, I would think that they do though. Miami has a lot of picks, man. They got a lot of picks. I mean, that they can, that's obvious trade bait. So off the top of your head, it makes sense. And I don't think Miami will have a problem taking Deshaun Watson's contract either. Because they would actually be ready to win immediately if they get Deshaun Watson. Oh my goodness. If Miami gets Deshaun Watson with the year they had last year, oh my goodness. Oh, ooh. They won what? Miami won 10 games and barely missed the playoffs this year. You put Deshaun Watson with that team now? Oh my goodness. And that defense that Miami have? Oh yeah, they'll be ready. They'll be immediate. Buffalo will have some problems next year in the AFC East if you bring Deshaun there. So it'll be interesting to see. I believe a lot of moves going to be made before the draft. They got a lot of it's right there in their top 3 or 4. It could be some major moves, made. I think so. You have a lot of teams that probably want to move up, and a lot of teams that have draft picks. Miami is in a tremendous position because, you got me thinking now, Phipps, and Miami is really in a tremendous position. I mean, their defense is already loaded, okay? They won 10 games last year. They got Gaskin, that running back is special to me. I like him. The tight end is great. And when you're 10-6, you don't need too much now to everybody talk about Byron Jones, but that other cornerback was the best cornerback just about in the league this year. Howard. Who I think he led the league in interceptions. So when Byron comes back, you got a lockdown corner in Byron, and obviously you got another lockdown in Howard. So, and their pass rush is great. Miami is in real prime position, and as young as Deshaun Watson is, he's worth the risk. I mean, it's no question. I would trade him 2 away in a heart flash for Deshaun Watson. It wouldn't even be a second thought. It wouldn't even be. My thing would be, what else y'all want? I mean, Tua. I mean, glad we give you Tua. For Deshaun. I mean, come on now. This not hard. So it'll just be interesting to see how much Miami would be willing to give up to go get Deshaun Watson, if that's the case. Now, if that's the case, Phipps, if you still here, if that's the case. As a matter of fact, Kevin Phipps, if y'all scroll up, you can see it. There it is. He's a Miami Dolphins fan, so I know he knows. He said Miami has the 3rd and the 18th pick in the first round. Good Lord. I mean, come on. So if I'm Houston, I'm playing hardball. We can negotiate thereafter. I'm going to see if y'all going to bite on giving me the 3rd and the 18th pick. And I'm going to throw Tua in there too. That's the trade. We'll give you Tua. We'll give you the 3rd pick. We'll give you the 18th pick for Deshaun Watson. Or I'll give you the 3rd pick this year, and I'll give you the 1st round pick next year and Tua. If that's the case. Because, see, I really believe that they may not want to bite on that Tua thing, because the reason why I'm saying it is because Justin Fields, who will play later tonight, the Ohio State quarterback, will be there at 3. So the question becomes who you will want, Tua in Houston or Justin Fields. And when you start talking about that, that means that you are a year ahead of Fields, which means Tua's contract will come up, in probably another 3-4 years, rather than you having Justin Fields. You'll have him for at least 5 before you have to pay him money. So, interesting. Phipps, I would play hardball. I would give up the third, and because see, if y'all talk about next year's first round, that may not mean nothing because y'all probably gonna make the playoffs next year if you get Deshaun. So that first round pick next year would probably be in the 20s, and that's fine. If I was Houston, I had to ask for the 3rd and 18th this year. The 3rd and the 18th pick in the first round for Deshaun, and depending if you're not taking Tua, then I'm gonna have to ask you for maybe about a 4th and 5th. You think they would take Justin Fields? I think that is the case because I don't think everybody just sold on Tua completely. I just don't think so. So that's what I would do. Quickly, it'll be interesting to see how much y'all want to give up. That's the interesting thing. You gonna pay a king's ransom for Deshaun? That's the real question. But you got me talking Miami Dolphins, man. I am a sports podcast, but right now I'm concentrating on my Cowboys. I mean, I'm knowledgeable, as you can see, about your Dolphins and all that, but nobody don't want to hear me talk about the Dolphins, Kevin. They want to hear me talk about my Cowboys. That's what I do. You understand? So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna talk about my boys on tomorrow. But Phipps, if you come to the show, which you probably will, if you want to throw in your comment about that, or you know me, I don't mind, man. So I'm just glad that some people just want to hang with me for a minute. So, but tomorrow's topic will be on the Cowboys with the news that we are probably going to have Dan Quinn. At least it's looking that way. Tommy, here we go. Tommy says Dan Quinn a good defensive coordinator. Tommy, I am going to save a lot of my response to that for tomorrow. However, since you just brought it up, I will answer this question for you. You got it on his resume, and what you probably need to do, Tommy, once you get off from here with me, go pull up Pro Football Reference. Pro Football Reference. And what you probably need to do is look at his defensive coordinator work in Seattle, and then pull up his defensive coordinator work in Atlanta. But see, that's the trick. He was not a defensive coordinator in Atlanta. He was a head coach. Okay? So there's the difference. You're going to have to go to Seattle, and then you're going to have to make a judgment on, okay, could anybody coach this defense? Because if you remember about Seattle, they were loaded. I mean, they had all pros everywhere. I'm not Pro Bowlers. They had all pros. The secondary alone was, Hall of Fame-ish type. Cam Chancellor probably would not make the Hall of Fame, but good Lord, he had Hall of Fame talent. It's only because he didn't play so long. Earl Thomas by himself, Earl is a Hall of Famer. Sherman is going to be a Hall of Famer and all that. E. Cush kind of, if you're watching, Tommy, E. Cush in your comments kind of answered the question. A lot of people are upset because they want to attribute Atlanta to him being a defensive coordinator. And that's where the difference had to be made. He was a head coach in Atlanta. He was not strictly all defense. His background is defense, but even then at Atlanta, he had a defensive coordinator in Atlanta. So it was not all. I'm quite sure he had input in game planning, but he was not the defensive coordinator in Atlanta. So we had to go back to Seattle and pull up when he got there. Some of the players that I named, were they already there when he got there? Or here's the main thing, did he develop those guys? And I just said something there, Tommy, if you still with me. Did he develop those guys into what they actually became? So that's what you probably need to do. Go to Pro Football Focus, and then you're gonna have to do a little research and see when did some of those players get to Seattle, or were they already there and were they already established? Now, if Quinn got there and then they became all pros and then they became, that Legion of Boom Super Bowl defense for those years that they were there, then you have to make your judgment. I got my own answer to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he will fit in. No, that part I don't have no question about. It's just some other stuff that we probably need to kind of think about and highlight and see if it works then. But hey, Tommy, I don't know if you watch me or not or anything, but I tell you what, go ahead and push me live, get my notification when I go live. If not, do that right there, what I just put in. There it is. Go to that page. That's my podcast page there, Tommy. Click on that. I'll be coming live from there. Click on those notifications for live. You'll see me live here tomorrow night, beginning at 7:30 Central Time. And I promise you, man, we'll have some fun. And ask me that same question tomorrow, because a lot of people, I guarantee you're going to have that same question. And maybe you'll have some input. Actually, they might probably gonna help me out, or you're gonna put something up there in the chat box like you're doing now, and then I may have to we may have to have a little small debate on whether you're right and I'm wrong, or we both right, or you want to go college. Okay. Ohio State is going to win tonight. Oh, wow. I say Alabama. If you watch them this year, Alabama can be scored on. I will say that. This is not the usual Nick Saban type defenses. They can be scored on. But the problem is, can you stop them? I haven't seen nobody can stop Alabama from scoring. It's too much. And if Waddle plays tonight, it's really going to be a problem. Yeah. So I will give you that. Ohio State is dynamic on offense. They can score. The key to them is going to be, can the kid that the running back, oh my goodness, what's his name? Is it Sherman or? Oh, I had his name right off the top of my head. Can somebody help me? What's the kid's name? That's the running back there, real quick, if you're there. I don't want to mispronounce the name, but the kid that ran last week all over Notre Dame. Not Notre Dame, Clemson. The kid that rolled off, he rolled. The key is going to be him. If Alabama can stop him, they should easily win this game. That's all I'm going to say. But if that kid can runs the ball well, it's going to be it might be a shootout. I don't think Ohio State can stop Alabama at all. I don't. We'll see tonight and see what's going on. All right, I'm done. I think I am. See there, y'all thought all I knew was Cowboys. I know everything. I just pick and choose about the Cowboys. That's what I like. So I talk about the Dallas Cowboys. That's my thing. And the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh my goodness, I ain't really just started there yet. I did that at when the bubble was going on, but the Lakers, the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. Let me address them as such. They are the world champions. Yes. Yeah, I know some of y'all. I know I know, but I know some of you can't stand it, but hey, we the champs. We the best team in the game. So we'll see about that. But tomorrow, I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you guys hanging with me just for a minute. Some of you on your lunch break, y'all can go on back in now. I'm on my lunch break too, to be honest with you. Of course, I work at a school, so I'm virtual. I work at home. It's dangerous out here, y'all. I know Phipps, I was talking about Ohio State's running back. I know about Harris from Alabama. I was talking about the kid from Ohio State, that running back that ran all over Clemson last week. That's the name I was looking for. I think it's Sherman or wow. I usually have that off the top of my head, but regardless of that, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30. 7:30, the Big Time Show podcast. I hope y'all ready. We'll holler at you. Thank you, Podbean, for listening. Also, we'll see you on tomorrow.